Every job you've ever applied to online was already halfway filled before you click submit. That's a slight exaggeration, but the real numbers should change how you spend your next 100 hours of job searching. Most positions get filled through conversations that happen before any listing goes live. And right now, you're probably pouring your energy into the smallest slice of the market while the biggest portion gets handed out in rooms you've never entered. The commonly cited figure is 70%, 7 out of 10 jobs, never publicly posted. That sounds like conspiracy, like backroom gatekeeping with velvet ropes. The actual mechanics are far more ordinary, and once you see them, you can start using them. Think about the last time you needed a plumber. Did you search online listings, or did you text a friend and ask who they used? Most people do the second thing without a moment's hesitation. Hiring managers operate the same way, just with bigger budgets. When a role opens, the person filling it looks around the room first. Who have I worked with before? Who did someone on the team recommend? Who was the strong runner-up from last time? That internal search takes about a week. A public job posting attracts hundreds of applications and takes months to sort through. From the employer's side, the choice is obvious. These conversations happen before HR drafts the job description. Before the listing goes live on LinkedIn, a quiet chain of referrals starts moving, and by the time you see that Apply Now button, there's already a shortlist with a frontrunner. You spent 4 hours tailoring your application. They spent 4 minutes pretending to review it. So, why post the job at all? Legal compliance mostly. Many organizations, government agencies, publicly traded companies are required to advertise openings externally even when the decision is effectively made. The interviews run, the boxes get checked, and the candidate who was always going to get the offer gets the offer. Your application served as set dressing for an audit trail. The secondary reason is insurance. If the internal candidate falls through, companies want a backup pipeline ready. Your resume lives in that pile. Backup hires do happen, at much lower rates than you'd hope. You're feeding coins into a slot machine where someone already has a hand on the lever. Even reaching that pile is harder than it sounds. Applicant tracking systems, the software that pre-screens your resume before a human ever sees it, filter out an estimated 75% of applications. Your cover letter gets passed by an algorithm hunting for keyword density. Miss the right terms, and you vanish before the hiring manager finishes their morning coffee. The people who land jobs through the hidden channel are doing something most job seekers actively avoid because it feels uncomfortable. They build relationships before they need them. Picture 2 candidates, same resume, same skills, same industry. One spends 30 hours a week on applications, tweaking cover letters, optimizing for tracking software, hitting submit and refreshing their inbox. The other spends 10 hours a week having coffee with people in their field, attending industry meetups, sending short notes to people whose work they genuinely find interesting. 6 months later, the second person is employed. The first has a spreadsheet of automated rejections and a growing suspicion that the entire system is rigged. The suspicion is half right. The system has a side door. When a hiring manager receives your resume through the normal channel, it's a cold document. A stranger competing with 200 other strangers, filtered through software, sorted by keywords. When that same manager gets your name from someone they trust, a colleague, a former teammate, someone in their professional circle, the entire dynamic shifts. You arrive pre-vetted. The trust is borrowed. Your resume gets read through a lens that's scanning for reasons to bring you in. There's a financial engine driving this. A bad hire costs companies anywhere from 30 to 50% of that person's annual salary, once you factor in recruiting, onboarding, lost productivity, and the eventual replacement cycle. Referrals shrink that risk because the person recommending you is staking their own reputation on the call. That skin in the game works as a quality filter no algorithm has managed to replicate. Referred candidates get hired at rates estimated between 5 and 10 times higher than cold applicants. The ratio shifts by industry and seniority, but the direction holds everywhere. So how do you get referred when you don't know anyone? Just network more ranks among the most useless advice in the professional world, like telling someone with insomnia to relax. The mechanics matter, and the first one is counterintuitive. Focus on the people who sit next to the hiring manager, rather than the manager herself. Mid-level employees are the true gatekeepers of the hidden market. They learn about openings weeks before any posting goes live, in team meetings, Slack channels, the hallway conversation after someone hands in a resignation. They're far more accessible than senior leadership, and they respond to LinkedIn messages at surprisingly high rates. Someone expressing genuine interest in their daily work is rare enough that most will happily take a 15-minute call. That word genuine carries the entire strategy. People detect transactional intent across a room. Walking up to someone and asking, "Are you hiring?" is the professional equivalent of proposing on a first date. The relationship has to come first. Share something relevant to their work or comment thoughtfully on something they published. A specific question about their current project beats any rehearsed elevator pitch. Every time, the job conversation surfaces months later on its own because you already live in their memory when a role opens up. There's another path into the hidden market that gets overlooked: recruiters and headhunters. These professionals earn their income by filling positions companies once staffed quietly. Executive roles, sensitive replacements, newly created positions that leadership wants locked down before internal politics get involved. Building a relationship with 2 or 3 recruiters who specialize in your field gives you access to postings you'd otherwise never encounter. Approach them the way you'd approach anyone, with genuine curiosity about their work and a clear picture of what you bring to a team. The psychological barrier to all this is real, though. Networking feels slow in a way that triggers every impatient instinct you have. Clicking apply delivers an instant reward, a confirmation email, a progress bar, a small hit of completion. Messaging a stranger delivers silence, maybe a polite reply 72 hours later. Your brain keeps choosing the slot machine over the garden, even though only one of those grows anything worth keeping. There's a timing element that makes this harder still. The best moment to build professional relationships is when you already have a job. Every conversation stays relaxed. You're exchanging ideas, sharing perspectives, investing with no deadline pressing on your back. The moment you're between jobs, that pressure leaks into every interaction, whether you intend it to or not. If you're searching right now, you can still work this system, separate your relationship-building conversations from your job-seeking ones completely. Build rapport on its own terms. Let the employment question surface once enough trust exists that mentioning it feels natural. And, while you're building those connections, make yourself findable. A LinkedIn profile that clearly signals your skills and the kind of work you're pursuing acts as a passive beacon. Some of the best opportunities in the hidden market arrive because someone ran a keyword search and your profile surfaced at the right moment. One channel almost nobody uses to its full potential: alumni networks. Whether from a university, a coding bootcamp, or a former employer, shared history creates an instant layer of trust that shortcuts the relationship timeline by months. Most alumni communities maintain mentorship programs, industry channels, and regular events that place you in direct contact with people who already feel a quiet pull to help. That pull is subtle, but it moves names to the top of referral lists in ways that cold outreach alone never will. Fair criticism here: this system rewards those who already have networks. The correlation with socioeconomic background, geography, and school prestige is well documented. Someone whose parents held professional jobs starts with connections a first-generation graduate has to build from scratch. That inequity is real, but the mechanism works even from a standing start. It just takes longer to build momentum. The relationships you invest in this year become the referrals you receive in 3 years. Those referrals become the ones you give in 5. Once the cycle starts turning, it accelerates on its own. The hidden job market runs in plain sight. In conversations over coffee, in a Slack message that says, "I know someone perfect for this," in the quiet trust between 2 people who once pulled a late night on the same deadline. The door was always open. It was just in a different building than the one with the job boards. Every application you send into the void is a lottery ticket. Every relationship you build is compound interest. One of those strategies has a ceiling. The other is still growing 20 years from now.